We're also hearing from the LA County Fire Department right now that around 5 o'clock, they got multiple calls from residents in Granada Hills, Porter Ranch, Sylmar. You're talking about 25 miles or so away from where this gas leak is happening, and people there are reporting smelling something that they say also smells like natural gas. The LA County Fire Department and the gas company are now actively working to contain this leak. Right now, the source and the cause of this leak is still unknown. LA County Fire Department says they officially have no reports of any explosions, but we have gotten multiple calls into our newsroom from people who live in the area saying they heard very loud booms, something that sounded like an explosion around the time this gas leak reportedly started just after 4 o'clock this afternoon. So again, there are several communities that are being asked to stay inside their home. And I'm not sure if Air 7 is able to show it right now, but they also had a vantage point of a command post that's now being set up in this area of Castaic to give you an idea of just how extensive this problem is. LA County Fire Department and the gas company are likely going to be out there for hours. You can see that extensive emergency response out there. We have not heard any reports of any injuries at this time. And while this is not officially being called any sort of explosion, this is a hazmat situation because we are dealing with a gas leak. So it will have to be handled very, very carefully. Now, again, this happened around 4 o'clock this afternoon. Some sort of gas leak, the cause and the source of that is still not known. People in that area are being asked to stay inside their homes out of an abundance of caution. And the 5 freeway is now completely shut down in both directions while emergency crews try and handle this situation. This is an extremely inconvenient time for that major thoroughfare to be shut down, a major north-south thoroughfare just days after Christmas, days before the New Year's holiday. This is also a very busy truck route, so there are likely trucks in this traffic as well. People are going to be stuck on that road for what is likely going to be several hours. I was just checking my own Google Maps here on this computer, and this is still so fresh that it hasn't even updated on Google Maps telling you that this area is shut down. So people who are heading in that direction may not know, and that backup is going to continue to grow over the next several hours. Now, one of our colleagues, Jen Watts, is on the phone with us right now. And Jen, you are stuck in that traffic on the 5 freeway. Can you hear me?
Yeah. Hi, Liz. Yeah, I can hear you. We're stuck somewhere between Pyramid Lake and Castaic. You know, that sort of nothingness stretch of I-5 where there's no exits. Lovely.
Oh, my gosh.
We're going south, like we're heading back from Sacramento towards Los Angeles.
And that's what we were just saying, Jen. There's so many people in your situation who are probably traveling from one holiday location, either traveling home or traveling to a destination. So kind of walk us through what your own personal experience was on how you came across this backup and how long you've been sitting in it so far.
So we left Sacramento about 9:30 this morning, and what I noticed this drive is it's been pretty packed. It's been pretty stop and go most of the way down to LA. So there's been a lot of traffic on I-5 this whole time. So when we hit the Grapevine traffic, I just assumed it was normal holiday traffic, and then slowly we were inching along, and then we just completely stopped moving. And one of my colleagues texted me and said, "Are you past the explosion?"
Oh,
and
no.
I was like, "What explosion are you talking about?" And so yeah, now I'm on the phone with you.
Oh,
but yeah,
Jen.
so it's just stopped. Like there's been moments where we're inching along, and it's that stretch of I-5 where you're completely separated. There's not much of a median. We did see as we've inched along, and there's been more of a median. We saw a couple cars try and drive through the grass and go into traffic the other direction, which looked very unsafe. But yeah, it's just completely stopped.
And this is what happens in these situations. People begin to get desperate. Do you smell anything from inside your car where you are?
No, we smell nothing at all. In fact, we roll down the windows just to see, and yeah, no, we smell nothing.
Okay, well that is good news. So you're likely safe. Do you mind me asking how much gas you have in the car? Are you worried about that situation at all?
We're just over a half a tank, so thank goodness we're not running out. But yeah, no, I think we're okay, and it's not that cold. It's 47 degrees according to my thermometer, but yeah, it's I'm just worried how long we're going to be stuck here.
Well, and we're looking at pictures of Air 7 right now. It looks like that traffic is extensive and it just keeps growing, probably in front of you and behind you. There's no real way out at this point. Are you close to any of those areas where they're rerouting traffic, where you may be able to get off I-5 and start moving at some point soon?
I don't think so. I think if there's exits off of this stretch, they're like very remote exits. I drive this route a lot, and I can't think of any exits where we're at. But I will say every now and then we inch a few feet here and there. So there must be cars doing something or moving, or I don't know. I don't know how we keep gaining some traction, you know?
Right. You have to imagine the California Highway Patrol is going to be working very quickly to try and reopen that route, at least to allow a trickle of traffic through in either direction as quickly as possible. We're seeing some cars moving, some sort of CHP car and a traffic vehicle moving in a median right in the Castaic area. So how close are you, if you had to guess, to this Castaic area where they're concerned about the explosion?
Yeah, Apple Maps says we're in Castaic, but it's okay, so I'm searching forward on my map, and I see Temple Highway is the next, it doesn't even look like it's an exit, but it's the next road mark I see on the map. I'm not sure how far that is away. I have a 15-year-old daughter in the car. She's looking right now.
She's checking as well. Well, we appreciate her hard work, and I know you're not going anywhere, so we appreciate you talking to us. Is this at the point in this backup where people are realizing they're not going anywhere for a while? People are starting to turn off their cars, get out of their vehicles, perhaps?
No, we're not seeing any of that because, I just moved probably a car's distance ahead right now. I just inched a little bit. So every now and then it's opening up, a vehicle distance, and people are just slightly moving. But yeah, no, I haven't seen anyone get out of the car. I just saw a few of those cars try and cross earlier. Okay. But now I'm at this section. I've moved up a little bit where we're closer to the northbound lanes, and there's more of like a guard median. So cars couldn't even cross through if they wanted to now. We're past that. There was a stretch where it was like a grassy hill that we saw some cars turning around and try and go in the opposite direction on the freeway.
And Jen, just in case anybody is joining us just now online, we want to give people an idea of what is going on. The I-5 freeway is shut down in both directions right now in the Castaic area because of a gas leak that happened about 4 o'clock this afternoon. LA County Fire Department and the gas company are actively working to try and stop that gas leak as quickly as they can. They say there have been no reports of any official explosions, but many calls into our newsroom indicate otherwise. People said in that area said they heard lots of loud booms just after 4 o'clock this afternoon. Our viewers who are watching us online are able to see some video of gas just spewing into the air there. So crews do tell us that they are working with a hazmat situation. They're not exactly sure the cause of this explosion or the source of what may have caused all of this. But people as far away as Granada Hills and Porter Ranch down in the San Fernando Valley say they're able to smell something that smells like natural gas in the air. Now, we're speaking with our colleague Jen Watts on the phone, who is in that I-5 traffic shutdown, making her way back from Sacramento. Jen, you said you were inching along ever so slightly. Have you moved at all?
Yeah, we've moved about maybe 2 car lengths since we've been on the phone, which, that's better than nothing.
That gives you an idea of how extensive that backup is when you're measuring the amount that you've moved in the last 15 minutes or so in car lengths, and there are just 2 of them. So it looks like that shutdown stretches on for a good way in front of you and behind you, correct?
Yeah, no, it's I can only see in front of me, but it's not moving. But you know what? We do see cars coming on the northbound lanes, so I don't know where those vehicles are coming from, but there is still traffic coming the other direction.
So there is some movement happening. Have you seen any sign of California Highway Patrol out there trying to move people along?
No, not at all. We did see a highway patrol vehicle on the shoulder come up. Maybe 30 minutes ago, maybe. I think so. Yeah, but they were just going straight ahead. I don't know what they were doing.
And Jen, you're probably
they didn't stop.
You're probably using GPS where you are at this point, maybe hoping it will give you some sort of workaround. Is your estimated time of arrival changing in real time right now as you look at it?
Oh yeah, every minute it just keeps adding a delay. We were supposed to get home at 5:30, and now our ETA is 7:30 since this started.
So it's added 2 hours to your trip just in the amount of time that you've been sitting in that backup.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay, Jen, well, we're going to let you get back to the road, and we're going to check in with you frequently. If anything changes for you, please do let us know. But you again said that you're not smelling anything that smells like gas or anything toxic in the air?
No, and I just rolled down the window just to make sure, we're not smelling anything.
Okay, well, we hope you stay safe. Thank you to your 15-year-old daughter for helping us out with that Google Map research there. We're going to check in with you soon. Thank you so much, Jen.
Okay, thanks, Liz.
So for our viewers who are watching online, we are covering this report of a gas leak in the Castaic area. You can see there on your screen communities in Charlie Canyon, Hillcrest, and Wayside. People are being asked to shelter in place, to stay inside their homes, because authorities say this is a hazmat situation they're working with. They're actively working to contain a gas leak that started right around 4 o'clock this afternoon in that area. This is the I-5 freeway. There is no one moving. We just spoke with our colleague Jen Watts on the phone, who is sitting somewhere in that backup, and she said she moved about 2 car lengths in the 15 minutes or so that we were speaking with her. So there is some movement happening on the I-5 freeway, but a very, very busy day for there to be a complete shutdown of that busy stretch through the I-5 freeway as people are making their way home from holiday celebrations and trying to get places. On the right side of your screen there, that is video of this gas leak that we are now dealing with. This happened just after 4 o'clock this afternoon. The source and the cause of this is still unknown. People in the area reported smelling natural gas, and we had this on our screen just a minute ago. People said that something sounded like a jet engine around that time. LA County fire officials tell us there are no official reports of any explosions, but that's not exactly what we're hearing from some people calling into our newsroom. So if you're watching this right now, you're in your home, you're in one of those communities who are being asked to shelter in place. If you could give us a call, tell us what you're hearing, what you're smelling. Our colleague who is in that I-5 traffic right now said that she had just rolled down the window. She was not able to smell anything. But the LA City Fire Department has gotten multiple calls from residents in the Granada Hills, the Porter Ranch, the Sylmar area of people smelling natural gas or something toxic smelling in the air. So the 5 freeway completely shut down in both directions. California Highway Patrol, you have to imagine, is going to work to get that open as quickly as possible. We have a lot of different agencies working on different elements of this emergency. It's a traffic emergency. It's a hazmat situation. There's a gas company trying to make sure that they are able to get that gas leak capped as quickly as you can. That's Air 7 right now over this scene of a major emergency vehicle response. This is a command post that has now been set up in this Castaic area, which indicates that not only there are a lot of agencies working on this, but this is a situation that is likely going to take hours to resolve. You can see fire trucks out there, California Highway Patrol, some ambulances, just in case. We should point that out, too, that despite all of the situation, we've not heard any reports of any injuries, no transports to a hospital. So that is good news as officials work to cap that gas leak as quickly as possible. I want to check in with our control room here, see if there's anything new we're getting, any new information coming into our newsroom at this point. We're now being told by the LA City Fire Department there's no immediate threat to anybody in that area. So despite the fact that people living in the San Fernando Valley, about 25 miles away from where this gas leak has happened, people there can smell some sort of natural gas. There's no immediate threat to people in that area. You can see there on your screen, people told us it sounded like a jet engine when this gas leak started just after 4 o'clock this afternoon. So we're going to continue to ask questions of the authorities there, the California Highway Patrol, on when that traffic may be reopened so people can get where they are trying to go. We're going to continue to ask questions of the LA County Fire Department of what exactly caused this gas leak. And they are likely working with the gas company on that because they want to make sure that they don't move too quickly on this, that they don't call an all clear on a situation and then perhaps there's some danger still to the community. So this is an I-5 backup, or it's backup rather, on the I-5 freeway in both directions in the Grapevine area near Castaic. I'm going to look at my notes here and try and find the workaround. Their traffic is being diverted to State Road 126 or State Route 138. But when we just spoke to our colleague on the phone, she said the area where she is, she drives frequently between the LA area and Sacramento. She's not aware of any exits. It's a pretty remote area. So people may be in their cars for hours. You can see some movement there happening from Air 7. You can see where California Highway Patrol is diverting people off the road. So you have to hope that this will start moving more quickly. But you've got the fire department and the gas company working quickly to try and cap a gas leak. People in the area being asked to stay in their homes and avoid this situation. Also, California Highway Patrol wants to avoid any more cars getting onto the 5 freeway and getting stuck in this backup. When I had last checked my own Google Maps here on the computer, this situation was still so fresh, it wasn't even giving a workaround. So people who were out there traveling on the road, making their way from one holiday destination to another, may not even know this is happening. If the I-5 freeway in this Castaic area is on your route, stop where you are, find another workaround, because this is going to be hours worth of traffic that you are looking at here. We just spoke with one of our colleagues on the phone. She said in the amount of time we spoke, her estimated time of arrival jumped 2 hours trying to get back to the LA area. So you can see that extensive backup. So here is the area we're talking about here. Sulphur Springs, that's just north of Castaic Junction. This area in purple there on your screen, that is where people who live in the area, people who work in the area, maybe at work right now, are being asked to stay inside. We've not heard any reports of any injuries, and some people in the area said they haven't smelled anything. Some people have heard very loud explosions, though we've not heard any reports of those explosions since around 5 o'clock. This all started just after 4 o'clock this afternoon. So presumably they're getting some sort of control over this situation. But this is the area in purple there on your screen, just north of Castaic, where people are being asked to stay inside their homes, their place of business, to allow emergency responders to do their work quickly, to get that gas leak capped and to get the threat out of the way. So people in the San Fernando Valley, about 25 miles from this area, are able to the specific areas there, Charlie Canyon, Hillcrest, and Wayside. If you are in those communities or anywhere close to those communities, stay inside your home. Don't get on the road. Don't get in your car. Don't head anywhere. If you're at work, stay at work for right now, because not only is traffic a mess, but there could be some toxic fumes in the air. You can see those communities again on your screen. Charlie Canyon, Hillcrest, and Wayside. This is a gas leak. The gas leak is a cause of this emergency response there. The gas company has not said what the source or the cause of this gas leak may have been, but people in the area reported hearing some very loud explosions when this all happened. We have a ground crew that's also working to make their way to this situation, to be able to ask questions of the emergency responders there and try and speak with people in the community about what they heard at the moment that gas leak started. People who are inside their homes and may have to cancel holiday plans now. People may have a household full of people who are looking to go home who now have to stay a little bit longer where they are. Again, that's in Charlie Canyon, Hillcrest, and Wayside. The 5 freeway is completely shut down, and you can see that's a real mess there. This is a major thoroughfare in that area. A lot of truck traffic. You can see the trucks backed up along there. People are simply not moving. This is going to reach the point probably not long from now when people are going to have to turn off their cars, pull off to the side of the road if they can. People are going to be very impatient. But at this point, there really is no workaround unless you are in the area of State Road 126 or State Road 138. This is video from our colleague Jen Watts, who we just spoke to on the phone about 10 minutes or so ago. She's shot some video because she stopped in that traffic, so it was safe to do so. This is the backup around her. She said that she's moved about the length of 2 cars in the span of time that we talked to her. She has about a half tank of gas, so she thinks that she'll be fine. Said it's about 47 degrees in the area. So chilly, but not too bad. California Highway Patrol racing up the median there, trying to break through some of that traffic. You have to imagine the California Highway Patrol is going to be working very quickly to try and find workarounds, try and find a way to open at least one lane of traffic in either direction. And where is the specific intersection that we're looking at? Do we know? Because you can see there is some movement there.
New Hall Ranch Road and the 5.
Okay, Air 7 tells us that's Newhall Ranch Road, and the 5, that's their State Road 126, where they are asking people to get off the highway if they can. So that those side roads are now also going to have quite a bit of traffic, side roads that perhaps were not meant for that much traffic. But that's people's only way off the 5 freeway right now. This all started around 4 o'clock this afternoon. It's now 6:45. So people have been sitting in that traffic going on 3 hours now. This is traffic that was already heavier than it might typically be because people are between holidays making their way home from destinations and heading out for another holiday. On the right side of your screen, you're looking at video of this gas leak from a drone shot just about 4:15 this afternoon in that Castaic area. And you can see there's a real cause for concern there. That is a plume of gas that is seeping into the air. That is what emergency crews are desperately working to get control of right now. They're trying to cap that leak as quickly as they can, make sure they do it efficiently. And look at this on the left side of your screen. That's from Air 7 right now. That's the southbound lanes of the I-5 freeway. People trying to get back to the LA or perhaps the San Diego area, anywhere south of where they are, perhaps the San Fernando Valley. That backup stretches on for miles. It looks like a ribbon of traffic through there, and there is no relief in sight. So if you are watching us online in your car, first of all, give us a call. We'd like to hear from you, what you're seeing, what you're hearing, perhaps what you're smelling. Our colleague said that she rolled down the windows to see if she could smell anything. Fortunately, she said she could not. So that's good. Perhaps emergency crews have gotten a cap on that leak faster than they expected to. People who live in that area reported hearing some very loud booms nearly 3 hours ago when all of this began. So we're going to want to know exactly what caused that, but because emergency crews are working to get that situation under control, they're not available to answer our questions right away. That's a command post that Air 7 is shooting some video of right now. You can see a lot of different agencies, the LA County Fire Department, California Highway Patrol, local police agencies in that area, officials with the gas company likely out there as well. That is a significant emergency response. Now, again, this is the command post, not exactly the center of the scene. We're not exactly sure exactly where that gas leak happened or how big that gas leak may be. If this is coming from a gas line, a pipe, we don't know the cause of this. If there was perhaps some maintenance going on in the area, those are all questions that we will want to ask. But this is the emergency response on a Saturday night in the Castaic area, quickly trying to deal with a gas leak to make the area safe for traffic to move through again and for people who live in that area to come outside their homes. The places that people are being asked to stay inside, Charlie Canyon, Hillcrest, and Wayside. That's in that immediate area there around the Grapevine, around the 5 freeway heading north and southbound. People asked to stay inside. Also, if you're in your car stuck in that backup on the I-5 freeway, keep the windows up at this point because this may be there may be some toxicity in the air where you're passing through. We don't want people getting sick, and certainly emergency crews don't either. So CHP working to find workarounds for people to get off. The only ones as of right now, State Road 126 or State Route 138. And you can see there's a single CHP patrol car there helping people slowly make their way off the freeway. Okay, we're going to get to Niku Kazori, who has joined me now. So, Niku, you're looking at the wind speed in the area. What can you tell us about what's going on here from the weather side of things?
Yeah, Liz, so looking at the map right now, you can see the closest area that we can look at those wind speeds is going to be near Santa Clarita. And right now, this evening, we're looking at some pretty strong wind speeds. So looking like we're tracking a 17-mile-per-hour wind speed in the Santa Clarita area, but especially near Castaic, we're really starting to see these southerly wind speeds really start to pick up. And we actually have a Santa Ana wind event as we head into tomorrow and tomorrow evening. But look what happens. This is as we head into tomorrow. This is look at the future wind gusts that are happening. We're tracking wind gusts anywhere between 15 to 25 miles per hour in the next day. But overnight tomorrow, things really aren't going to be looking that good. We're looking at wind speeds really starting to increase up to that 20, 25 mile per hour mark. So Tonight, heading into tomorrow, those wind speeds, again, they're going to be pretty strong. And we're talking about those southerly winds, that Santa Ana wind event happening tomorrow. So those strong wind speeds happening as soon as tonight. We're tracking wind speeds tonight anywhere between 10 to 15 miles per hour in the Santa Clarita area. And as we head into tomorrow, getting even stronger too. So really worried about any lingering smells tomorrow, especially with those stronger wind speeds. Again, those wind gusts up to 25 miles per hour in that area. So really keeping our eye on this area for sure, especially if this smell continues to linger on.
Okay, Nico, well, we're glad that those wind speeds aren't picking up just yet, because with all the emergency officials trying to cap that gas leak in the area, they're going to want to not be battling winds and spreading that toxic air as far as possible. So we want to bring you back to this scene. This is the I-5 freeway north and southbound shut down in both directions near the Castaic area. Just to give you a recap of what is going on here. This backup is being caused by reports of a gas explosion that happened just after 4 o'clock this afternoon in the Castaic area. Emergency crews are quickly working to try and cap that gas leak as quickly as they can. That video on the right side of your screen, that's what they are dealing with. This started just after 4 o'clock this afternoon, and people who've been calling our newsroom all evening said they heard things that sounded like a jet engine, some very loud booms that happened in that time period. We're not exactly sure the cause or the source of this explosion and this gas leak, but that is what the gas company and LA County firefighters are working to get a hold on as quickly as possible. But because they are dealing with that, they've now shut down the 5 freeway in both directions. A very busy Saturday night between holidays when people are making their way in both directions. That traffic is backed up and shut down for miles, and people are likely going to be sitting in that traffic on the 5 freeway for hours. The only workaround in the area right now, State Road 126 or State Road 138. Now, the LA City Fire Department, tells us there's no immediate threat to anybody in the Los Angeles area, but people in the San Fernando Valley, in the Granada Hills, Sylmar, Valencia area are telling us that they can smell something that smells like natural gas in the area. Air 7 giving you an idea of exactly how extensive this backup on the I-5 freeway is in both directions. We have a ground crew on their way to this situation right now to try and get a better idea of what is going on there. But people in Charlie Canyon, Hillcrest, and Wayside are all being asked to stay inside their home while officials try and get this gas leak under control as quickly as possible. So we're going to continue to ask questions, keep an eye on this situation, and we'll bring you the very latest on ABC7 Eyewitness News, on air, online. We'll be on air after the game. Have a good Saturday night, and if you're in this area, stay safe.
This has been breaking news on Eyewitness News. Get alerted first to breaking news happening around you. Download